Hello! Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're going to talk about a very important place in the world, the Strait of Hormuz. You've probably heard its name in the news, and it's often linked to some kind of global tension. We'll break down exactly why this narrow strip of water is so important.
So let's dive right in. You might see news headlines like this one, talking about a big problem, a crisis that has sent shockwaves across the world. And believe me, that's a big deal.
Because of this crisis, one of the first things that happens is the price of oil starts going up. And, this affects everyone, everywhere.
To help you understand what's happening and why it matters, we're going to explain this story in 5 simple parts. First, the crisis. Then, what a strait is. We'll talk about the world's oil artery, see who is most vulnerable, and finally, review some new words.
Okay, first up, let's try to understand the current situation in the Persian Gulf. What's happening right now?
The news used that word shockwave for a reason. It's because the conflict is a really sudden event, and it has huge effects on markets all over the world.
The conflict has brought all the ship movement through the Strait of Hormuz to a complete stop, or what we call a standstill. Imagine a huge traffic jam, but with giant ships.
Now, let's move on to our next section and see what exactly a strait is. It's all about geography.
So a strait, it's like a small channel or a narrow river that connects two big seas or oceans. Pretty simple, right?
And this shows it perfectly. The Strait of Hormuz is exactly that, a narrow water passage that acts as the entrance to the Persian Gulf. It's the only way in or out.
And because so many ships use it, the Strait of Hormuz is also called a vital maritime corridor. Think of it as a super busy highway for ships.
So you might be asking, why is this one small corridor so important for the entire world? Why does it matter so much?
Well, the answer starts with this number right here, 20%. Any idea what that could mean?
It means that 1/5, a full 20% of all the oil shipped in the entire world has to travel through this one single narrow strait. That's a huge amount.
Now, what's really interesting here is this list. It's all the major oil-producing countries that absolutely depend on this one single route to get their oil to the rest of the world.
Okay, so if so much oil comes from here, the next big question is, who needs it the most? Who is the most vulnerable?
So yeah, let's look at the destination for all of these oil tankers. Where are they all headed?
A very, very large amount of this oil goes to countries in Asia. They are by far the biggest customers.
This makes those countries vulnerable. And what that word means is that they can be easily hurt by problems happening in the strait, even though it's thousands of miles away.
So, here's the crucial point. A country like India is especially at risk. When this maritime corridor is closed, it can cause huge problems for their entire economy.
And to finish up, let's quickly review the new English words we learned today. This will really help you remember them.
Okay, here are the key words from our explainer. We have shockwave, a sudden event that causes big changes. Standstill, a situation with no movement. A strait is a narrow path of water. A maritime corridor is an important sea route. And vulnerable, which means easy to hurt or affect.
This leaves us with one final question to think about. What happens next? When such an important global route is blocked, how does the world adapt and find a new way forward?